the day before we invaded Iraq in 2003. My job at the time, I was the executive assistant to the CIA's deputy director, and I was intimately involved in the planning for the Iraq War. So the day before the invasion, we have what's called a Principals Committee meeting. The Principals Committee is, normally it's chaired by the president, but the president was unavailable that day. So that day it was chaired by Dick Cheney. So the principals are all sitting at their tables. George Tenet was the CIA director, and I was sitting behind George. So Cheney starts off the meeting by asking General Tommy Franks for an order of battle briefing. So he's giving the briefing, and then at the very end of it, he says, and these were his exact words, he says, "If all goes as planned, we can be in Tehran by August." And very discreetly, George turns off his microphone, and he turns back to me like this, and he says, "Did he say Baghdad, or did he say Tehran?" And I said, "He said Tehran." And George said, "Have these people lost their minds?" And then he turns the microphone back on and just sits there. And then the last briefing was given by the senior director at the National Security Council for the Middle East. I'll never forget it. He said, "The moment we cross that border, they're going to throw flowers at us." And I said to George, "Do these people know nothing about the Middle East? Do they know nothing about history?" And he said, "Yeah, they know nothing."
So did they throw flowers?
No, they threw IEDs and hand grenades and